Here is an energy update for you by the law of resonance, by the law of attraction. If you're tuning into this message right now, then this message is for you. Trust that there is always a guiding energy that takes you on the right path, that will tell you when to take a left turn, will tell you when to take a right turn. It's very important that we know that that is always accessible and that it's always there. Reconciliation. We are mid-October 2019 and there's a very, very strong theme of making peace, reconciling with the parts of ourselves internally and therefore externally that are changing. So parts of our personality, things that we once loved, ways of doing things, habits and ruts and personality, habitual ways of being, lifestyle choices, dietary changes. All these things, October is bringing in huge change. And humans are notorious for resisting change. We have a tendency to rail against anything that takes us outside the uncomfortable comfort zone. But with this huge shift in mass consciousness, that filters deeply or is connected to deeply our individual selves. So, one affects the other. And with this big surge, this big explosive wave of change, the winds of change are really, really blowing strongly right now in October. We cannot resist. We cannot refuse. We have free will. And if you do choose to refuse to work with those energies, it's going to be very, very bumpy for you. It's not going to be a comfortable ride. You'd be better off to tune in and get really, really clear with yourself about what exactly is going on inside you and what needs to change. And actually making the decision that it is time for this change, because it is. And you know it is. You know that there is a divine timing that's happening right now. And you know and you can feel and you're being affected by these vibrations that are coming in. So it really is about perspective. It really is about a change of heart, which will make a change of mind. And the heart-mind connection is so powerful. And when we actually make a decision from the heart-mind, which is, going into the heart and soul of the issue, and then lining up with that decision. And I've done lots of videos on decisions and decision making. You can look into those if you look back through my channel. When we have that change of heart mind and we decide, I am going to embrace this change, this is going to be really uncomfortable. It's going to be frightening. It's going to be exhausting. It's going to be tough when I'm moving through the river of change and I'm feeling that sludge all around me, which is my old belief systems, my old perceptions, the old labels, the labels I put on myself. It will take considerable focus to move through that sludge. But you can do it. You can. There's no reason why you can't do it, except using your free will, choosing not to, and choosing to stay behind while everybody else is moving through that sludge. And we're all in this together, so we will be moving through the sludge together. And that's going to come up later in the month. At the end, when we have, I think it's the 27th, we have some lunar changes around that time. That's really going to, it's going to put the pressure on. So, if you look at my last 2 videos about this energy update about October, it's all about that volcanic, really explosive energies. And that will culminate and will come to a circle of completion as we reach the end of the month. And then moving into November. Plus we'll have Mercury retrograde as well. That's coming up. So the best preparation we can do is to get really clear with ourselves and get really honest, and to acknowledge that the thing that you need to change, you need that change because it's not working. Like, how's that working out for you? It's causing you tremendous stress. It's causing you anxiety. It's on your mind. It's actually like, it's leeching your energy. It's like it has this own little personality sitting on your shoulder, and it's always there saying, you need to do this. You need to make this change. You need to implement this. And that is such a drain on you. And you're not helping yourself by just procrastinating and just ignoring it and hoping it'll go away. It's not going to go away. In fact, as we move into these energetic surges, it's only going to increase, and it's only going to get more intense. And that pressure I've mentioned, that will become like a boiling pressure cooker as we move into the end of October and into November. So it's for your own benefit to start to take the action steps. But, don't rush into action until this and this is lined up. You've got to make the decision from your heart and then bring in the mind, because that will activate the body. And then the body will naturally want to go and want to take those steps. The body will follow the shift in the heart mind. So the heart has to say yes to the change. Then, the action will be inspired. You'll get opportunities. The universe will synchronize events, people, places to help you actually begin the work, the action steps of making that shift. It's law of attraction, law of attraction. And I think people like to totally ignore the active side that we play sometimes as spiritual beings here. And again, I have to say that very powerful, activating question, how's that working for you? Sitting in the corner, waiting for life to show up to you when you haven't showed up in your own life. That doesn't work for anybody. So making peace, reconciling that these endings, the end of a way of being in your life that is, it's a third dimensional way of being, and it's no longer relevant or appropriate or even applicable to your life now. And that the new way of being is a fifth dimensional expanded version of that. And it will probably look very, very different. And it will involve a very different expression of yourself in your current present life experiences, which is a good thing, because the soul gets bored. You know, that's why things change. That's why we're born and we don't stay babies. We keep, you know, the aging process starts from the minute we're born. You know, the change process. I don't think the aging process is a good way to put it anymore. I think that's very outdated. I would call it the evolution. You know, the minute we are in a physical body, we are evolving, expanding, evolving, expanding. Now, we have free will and we get to decide how we keep up with that or not. How we tune into that and go with the flow with that or not. And we don't have to, but we will eventually get fed up and tired of the same old, same old. We will crave that change because the soul loves a change of perspective, and it loves growth, and it loves the new. The call of the soul is, what's next? What's next? What's new? Evolution, expansion, ascension. This is how Spirit talks to us. Spirit is a very creative artist and wants to create. And in order to create, we have to have and embrace the cycles of, you know, birth, death, rebirth, death, birth, death, rebirth. That continuous cyclical pattern that is in nature. You know, we see it in the seasons. That's to teach us this is natural. You know, we have the growth and lushness of summer, and then we have the death and destruction of winter. But there's something in both ends of that spectrum that we can learn from, that we can grow from, that we can enjoy. There's beautiful benefits of the winter season as there is in the summer, and they're very different. But the soul wants that change. It wants to have different textures, different colors, different ways of being. And that's why, you know, evolution it's in our DNA, it's in our genes. And your soul wants to evolve. And you're getting this message today because you're ready now. This is your absolute universal synchronistic sign that you are ready to make that leap. To leap and have the net appear. The net will catch you. But you have to make the choice that you're going to leap. And really, this is the time now. So, divine timing is a big theme. Synchronicity and being open to those synchronicities, but also using them. You know, when the universe opens a door for you, it's up to you to walk through. Or if the universe opens a window, it's up to you to, you know, crawl through the window. Sometimes you have to crawl through. Sometimes it's not like as easy as the door opening and you just stepping in and everything being handed to you. Sometimes you got to crawl on your belly through that cavern, you know, through that little opening. But the point is that you move through it. The point is it doesn't matter. You cross the threshold. This is a threshold in your life. This is a very important energetic portal. And if you are wanting to continue your ascension here in the fifth dimension, it's important that you prepare yourself for the journey of moving through that portal, through that threshold. You don't have to worry about being more prepared or, you know, waiting. There's no more waiting required. You know, this is your message to say, yes, you may go through that door. And you have full assistance. You have full support from the universe now to make that change. Maybe you tried to make it before and it just wasn't, you just weren't ready. But you're ready now. So I would love to hear how that change is expressing in your life. How you feel this message relates to you and how it's going to impact you. It's definitely a message for me, and it's a message for the people I can see around me who I work with. There is big changes, big expansion happening, and it's beautiful to see people. Like, you really see the difference with the people who embrace it and who, you know, have a sense of, okay, I'm going, you know, I'm going through that. I'm going to pass through that portal, because I want to stay strong and I want to continue all this magical, beautiful progress. And then in contrast with the people who are dragging their feet, weighing themselves down, and just staying stuck in the past. Past is gone. You know, the past is just, it's just what your physical mind is just a record of the past. And if we stay stuck in that physical mind, in the pictures there, the images there, we'll just repeat the past and it'll become boring. You know, we'll become predictable, boring beings. But you see, the soul wants adventure, and it wants to take on these explosive, volcanic, adventurous vibrations, and to make it its own, to actually flesh and live it out. And you want to live it out. You don't want it to be a fantasy. You want to actually, you know, experience it tangibly in your life now. So you got to go for it. This is a go for it message. And that will require discipline, reconciliation. So accepting what is, accepting the past, but being present enough to say, I'm ready now for something different, something new. Focus. Okay, what do I need to do to get there? How can I assist this passing through of this threshold? What can I do for myself? What does that require? Pen to paper, very powerful focus of energy. How can I do this? What are the steps I need to take? Why? Oh, that's the big one. Why am I doing this? Why do I need to make these, you know, tough, disciplined, focused steps and decisions? Why? Well, the why will be the drive. The why is everything. The why is going to be your rocket fuel to help you jump off that cliff. So why? Why do you need this change? What benefits? What is it going to change in your life, and what will it bring you? Usually, if we really strip back that, many times when we get into the root of change, it's freedom. This will bring me more freedom. And the soul is just born to be free, you know, totally born free. So if something is restricting you, you'll want to make that change. And when you're struggling, when you're having a hard time, when you're in the sludge through the river of change, remind yourself of the why. Why am I here? Why am I putting myself through this? Why am I so, you know, why am I letting this uncomfortable, daunting experience be part of my experience right now? Why? Because you want more freedom. Because you want to grow, you want to expand, you want to become a better person, you want to progress. Or maybe you just want to be happy, and that experience, having that, living through that, fleshing that out, represents joy to you. Whatever the why is, heart, mind, make that connection with the why. The heart will tell you the why, and then you just tell the mind why, and it all comes together. Write it down, black and white. Why? Why am I doing this? Write it down. List the reasons. Maybe it's one word. Maybe it's joy. Maybe it's and don't turn into a negative. Don't be like, well, my life will be less stressful. Flip that, turn that into a positive. My life will be freer. My life will be more enjoyable. I'll have more time. I'll feel more confident. I'll feel more empowered. I'll have learned a new skill. You know, put it in the positive, loving way of expressing it. So don't be afraid to ask these questions. These questions are what propel us, what stimulate growth and help our ascension. Why? Why are you doing it? Why are you not doing it? But more importantly, making that decision and actually doing it. I hope this was helpful. My intention with this video is to stimulate your soul, to open your heart, and to expand your mind. Please give this video a like. That would touch my heart. Like and subscribe for more of these inspiring messages from Source. Thank you and blessed be.